Welcome to the new series called The Mindset. These are going to be light-hearted videos, but also informative for the average Joe, you and I, the absolute hard-stuck player in silver to gold to platinum, all the ranks. We're just going to try to give a grand perspective on everything. Alright, jumping straight into it. This is the summoner page we're going to be taking. We're going to be going airy, and that's basically so we can optimize our poke, mana flow bend, so we get mana back on the poke. I'm joking, you don't even give... Just copy the page and go to the bathroom while the game loads. Who cares? I already know you don't even want to see this page at all. Alright, jumping in here, make sure to always leash your jungler, just because it always builds good aura in the match, and honestly, you never need anyone tilting over some stupid reason. Walking into lane, I'm checking my scoreboard to see what our matchup is in the synergy, so it looks like we're versing a Vayne and a Melio as Caitlyn Sona, so our whole goal of this matchup is to identify what's our strong points and what their weakness is. An example of our strong point would be we have a long range poking lane, so we can kind of take advantage of the fact that they are both scalers, and we can be hyper aggressive early lane. As right here, an example in this clip is I am pushing up in the bush early as possible to kind of keep back the two opponents, make sure they can't get XP from our wave when the minions die. My entire goal is to keep them away, kind of be a complete pest, and also allowing us to kind of just be super aggressive on the turret, pushing up. However, there are cons to this. Right now in this clip, there is a huge mistake that we are making, and we really get punished for it here. I'm going to pause the clip for a second and ask what is the mistake we made? Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a jungler, the absolute termite that lives in the shadows, that is waiting to ruin your day every time you actually make a play. And lo and behold, they always come for you, and yours never comes. But it's alright, we're not going to tilt. The number one rule in League of Legends is if you don't tilt, you can still win. And honestly, every game is winnable. I want to go over a quick point here when I'm coming back from lane. Is you want to be looking around the map and kind of analyzing your teammates just to see how they be playing and see if they're like mechanical or if they're even capable of making plays with you. And you kind of want to revolve your gameplay around them if you do see somebody that stands out above the rest. This time as we're pushing, we take note of what happened last time, and Caitlyn decides to go ward tri-bush, so we have a little bit more vision, and learning from your mistakes is essential in League of Legends. Meanwhile, I'm over here doing the complete gameplay loop of Sona is just being a nuisance, poking them, using your abilities, always trying to charge your passive. The passive is mainly used to scale into the late game. It is a huge essential part of Sona's kit, and being a good Sona is about how much you can stack your passive early. From the lesson we learned earlier this game, Briar loving bot lane, we decided to fall back, seeing her in the tri-bush from the ward we placed, and we're preparing for her to gank us. So I'm setting up my W power cord, which lowers her damage output, where when she jumps on me, she ends up doing less damage and I'm able to tank, and then we quickly turn it around because she gets trapped in turret. It's not League of Legends if your jungler doesn't int your lane, so that's a little meme there for you guys. Gave the guy a question mark. Kind of was confused. So my goal here is to bait out any of the opponent's abilities, kind of poke them as much as I can, keep the lane pushing. My Caitlyn's going for a ward because of the PTSD we had from earlier in the game.
First, Victoria wants to refresh the away command.
Away. Away.
We had from earlier in the game. I'm trying to apply like damage debuffs to the Vayne so we can kind of poke her without taking much back. We're going to get the tower plating. We're just going to kind of keep being nuisance here. We get the barrier out. Looks like we can get a shield out, and now it looks like we can almost force something. Caitlyn tries, gets a flash. We're looking for the kill. They don't end up leaving. I'm not sure why. I know Amelia is going to Q, so I preemptively dodge it. Caitlyn ends up tower diving, so I try to slow down the Vayne so when she comes back into turret range, she can just hit him, and then essentially I'll be taking the turret aggro, so then she can just swap her aggro focus over to Amelia and clean up both the kills. Grouping up with Caitlyn mid, just kind of pushing as normal. Everything fine and dandy. See the Malzahar, we're thinking we want to proc his spell shield so we can get our Caitlyn to be able to do damage or whatever she needs. We end up walking up, just kind of trying to zone him out by pacing and being in range. We see these ulting by Caitlyn, so we ult him off, and...
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick. FBI, open up!
First, Victoria wants to refresh the away command.
Away. Away.
This clip is just the starting of the beginning of a fight. I am caught out a little bit. I'm thinking about what I can do here, so I end up realizing that I'm completely shit out of luck, and I kind of heal to use my heal to get a speed buff, lower damage. Let my teammates kind of do stuff, just kind of sit in the background. Sona's really good at baiting and sitting around. She's really just, you just want to be the person that everyone hates. Like, obviously Briar hates me because she flashed the wall with the Shen ult. In this next team fight, our Caitlyn kind of gets caught out a little bit, so I end up lowering the damage of Vayne so she doesn't take too much. I miss the stun, but I hit Melio. Caitlyn does a good job of positioning, so I end up trying to come over to her and kind of just peel and assist her back. She ends up becoming safe, so I kind of group up with the Gwen. Not much happens here, but I see that Briar is coming down on the right side on the map, and so I just kind of walk over, lower the damage so our teammates really have no chance of dying here. We just take it free. Poke whenever I can, always trying to heal. Kind of just, the goal of Sona is just to face roll her keyboard, basically. But while you're face rolling is to proc the perfect power chords on the situation of what you need, whether you need a slow, a damage reduction, or just extra poke here. Right here I go for the extra poke and it comes in clutch because we end up flashing and killing her, but like always, League of Legends. It's never a bad thing to take risks and limit tests, and that's a great example of trying. Here I'm getting a little ballsy on Sona because I find that when you're ballsy on this character, it just, I don't know, it just amounts to amazingness. So you just always want to be pushing the limits on this champion.
Yeah,
just being absolute little termite that you are in this match. Just eat away all of their wood in their house. Don't allow them to have any fun. Give them no room. Just always be in their face. Just make them punished for every action they do. Here at the end is a great example of how everything I've talked about is kind of added up. I am being super aggressive in the opponent's face, making them make plays or react to me. So they're choosing to try and get in on me, so I'm just kind of making my escape. Debuffing, healing, getting distance. I see Vayne going in, so I prep the W debuff and then get it on her. She doesn't end up doing any damage to me. Our teammates end up cleaning up and we push in for the win, and I end up dying, but it's not a big deal because my team ends up clutching it up and we take the W. It's going to be a wrap to the mindset. Hopefully you are able to pick up things and learn and become better than your hard-stuck friends and get out of wherever rank you are just by seeing maybe little insights of what I'm thinking in my gameplay. I'm going to try to make more of these videos and see if I can get better at creating them.